Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. About 8 minutes away, we'll have some AJR tickets for you to throw at you. But in the meantime, we have to pour one out.
How do I say goodbye?
Very sad whether you were a fan of his entertainment stuff, his entrepreneurial spirit, or just being one of the greatest boxers of all time, the hardest hitter. George Foreman passed away at the age of 76. Really sad because he was just a lovable guy. You can't say anything bad about George Foreman. I don't know if we do a deep dive on him. I don't think we can find anything.
You know what's great is if you go to George Foreman's Wikipedia, there's no controversy section.
That's what I was.
I love that.
Do you think when your Wikipedia is all finished up, Kenzie, is there any controversy section?
You know what, Brian? How about you bend over, go F yourself, talk to me like that?
That would be on there.
Keep my name out of your whore mouth.
Yep, all that stuff's going to be on her Wikipedia page. I'm going to add it.
That's a quote.
Yep. She called me a whore mouth.
Told you to bend over.
Yeah, bend over. It's very, very bullying.
I stutter?
You don't see that with George Foreman's Wikipedia page. It's very nice, clear. And, a lot of people, again, you might just only know him from the grill. I really mean that. There might be a lot of people.
I said that this weekend because my husband goes, "Oh my God, George Foreman died." And I go, "The grill guy?" And he's like, "Well, yes."
Well, Kenzie, let me just educate you and everybody else about really the level of what he was as George Foreman knocked out Michael Moore on November 5th, 1994 to win the heavyweight title 21 years after winning it for the first time. That's insane.
It's insane. In 73, he beats Joe Frazier, utterly destroys him. It's a quick fight. Foreman knocks him out super quick, and then 21 years later, he's like, I think I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, and this call, by the way, which is one of the greatest calls in boxing history, sounds like it was from the 1930s. This is 1994. Listen to this.
George Foreman enjoying his best round of the fight here in round 10. There's a right hand. Down goes Moore. He's flat on his back. He may not get up. Not maybe. He's not moving. Moore could be about to lose the heavyweight title. I don't believe this. Joe Cortez pulls off the count. It is over. Holy cow. Foreman has pulled off the miracle that no one thought possible.
Where are those calls today?
No kidding.
That was great. Dude, he's not getting up. No, he's not getting up. That was a great part of that.
He's flat on his back. He may not get up. Not maybe. He's not moving.
Maybe.
Shut up, a-hole. He's not moving.
I mean, he really just wanted to be like, "Listen, dumbass, he's not even moving."
It's very Kenzie-like color man there.
It's my job to be the color commentary in any sport. I think it'd be so fun.
What are you talking about? He's not moving, you idiot.
Get up. Not maybe. He's not moving.
That's me.
It's one of the greatest, feats in sports history. 21 years after winning the heavyweight title, wins it again in 94. And also we have a clip of George Foreman hitting the heavy bag. And when you hear, you can almost feel the punches through this audio.
So this is from the documentary When We Were Kings. Brian, have you seen this?
I have not. I've heard about it through you and others, but boy, I have not seen it.
Okay, my recommendation to everybody, Kenzie, including you, because I actually think you'd love it. It's on Netflix right now. It's a documentary about Muhammad Ali and George Foreman fighting 1974 in Zaire, which it becomes a part boxing event, part music festival where like B.B. King and James Brown are there playing music, and then there's a big boxing match. It's incredible, but I rewatched it yesterday because I think it's one of the 5 best sports documentaries yesterday, or one of the 5 best sports documentaries of all time. I rewatched it yesterday, and this clip about George Foreman punching as hard as humanly possible it blew me away.
Very Rocky-like.
Mm-hmm. And he had a trainer, a big Sadler, tiny by comparison to Foreman, and Sadler would hang on to the heavy bag, and Foreman would hit this bag. Sadler would just literally be picked off his feet.
Foreman hitting the heavy bag is one of the more prodigious sights I've had in my life. It seems to me that of all the people I've seen hitting heavy bags, including Sonny Liston, no one ever hit it the way Foreman did.
I love these guys talking like Harvard professors while this guy's destroying the game.
I have to be honest. Like, I find myself, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a little lippier sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Shock.
I'd be nervous if I was with him. I'd be like, I'm not going to get lippy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like a little terrifying. Keep that to myself. No, thank you.
So let's make a list of the people that Kenzie won't be lippy around.
Mm-hmm.
George Foreman.
Yeah.
That's the list.
That's the whole list.
That's the whole list.
Thus far.
I don't think there's going to be additions on that.
And counting.
Sadly, he passed away, so he was the only one on the list. That's it. And, real tragic loss. And I think a lot of people, again, might just know him from the George Foreman grill. I had one. Did everybody have one of those? You have one of those, Kenzie?
Yeah, of course I did. Because I was like, when I was single and living alone, it was perfect.
Case, you have one?
My parents sent me to college with one.
They're the best. Actually, I gave my old one to my mother-in-law because she, she's whooping it up. She's having the best time of her life. She's, single in her own house. And she loves coming home making one little chicken sandwich. She loves that damn thing.
I picture Case going to college with a stick with a handkerchief with his underwear in it and a George Foreman grill in the other hand.
Chicago, here I come.
Go off to college, son. Here's a commercial he had with his 4 other sons, which, by the way, he had 5 sons. They were all named George Foreman.
Yeah, and then I guess he named his one daughter Georgetta.
And he had 6 other daughters, too. But he finally just said, okay, I'm going to start naming them like Lisa and stuff like that.
I think women finally were like, listen, they finally got the courage. I get what. Look at him. I'd be like, okay, we can name him George. Relax.
Here is the George Foreman grill with his sons in it. That's awesome.
This is my George Foreman family-sized grill that
No, it isn't. It's my George Foreman griddle that cooks pancakes. No, it's my George Foreman bacon oven, and it's making pizza. No. It's actually my omelet maker that makes delicious. No, it isn't. It's a griddle. Omelet making oven. Calm down, guys. You're all right. It's my G5 with 5 removable cooking plates, so it makes all of your favorite foods, and it knocks out the fat.
The George Foreman G5. It's the next grilleration.
I love that music at the end.
The whole thing is great. It knocks out the fat. They say at the end, it's the next grilleration.
It's a fantastic commercial.
That's, what happened to that?
Yeah, I want to hear that music at the end again.
Your favorite foods, and it knocks out the fat.
The George Foreman G5. It's the next grilleration.
What happened to commercials that fit a guitar solo in? Jeez. God, that's
we could have that commercial twisted. It's unbelievable.
Man, I had a George Foreman grill living alone in an apartment building with no deck, so you couldn't have, a grill. And one of me and Megan's, I think it was our 4th date, I invited her over. I was going to cook her some dinner. I said, I'm going to make you a meal, lady. So come on over here. And she came over to my house, and I made her pork loins on the George Foreman grill. I had some broccoli. I boiled some broccoli and had a little Caesar salad, had a little chocolate cake for dessert, which I bought. I didn't make the cake.
Not on the Foreman?
Yeah. But I got to say, I think she...
So while you were knocking out the fat, you were buying chocolate cake.
That's right. The fat was knocked out. Cake was fatty. But I just got to imagine, and listen, we've been married now coming up on 4 years, together almost 7. No, we're over 7. We're coming up on 8, I think.
It's your wife. You tell us.
Yeah, and I just got to imagine that she pictured something like the Iron Chef of all these pans and stuff going on, and I just had this George Foreman grill on the counter. I go, you get ready for deliciousness. You're going to Flavor Town. I've got this George Foreman grill, and I've seasoned these perfectly. And I got to say, they worked. It was delicious. It was great.
The fact that she stayed with you after you pulled out a George Foreman grill and said, you're about to go to Flavor Town is unbelievable.
She's a special lady. Very special lady.
Very special.
And leading from the George Foreman grill as we're pouring one out for George Foreman, how about this? An incredible episode of King of the Hill where George Foreman was on it, and he's arguing with Hank Hill about carrying the George Foreman grill in the store. Of course, Hank Hill, the king of propane, not standing for it.
Hey, maybe there's something you can do for me. How'd you feel about carrying my grill in your shop?
Oh, sorry, we have a strict policy about that. No novelty grills.
Novelty grill?
Yeah, no offense, but your grill is kind of like an iron.
You're calling my grill an iron? I've been hit below the belt before, but nothing like this.
I think it's a great product for dieters or little girls who want to play barbecue, but you can't compare it to a propane-powered grill. And at least my grill isn't sold in housewares.
Let it go, Daddy. He ain't worth it. You're right. George 3, get this man out of my face.
George 3.
George 3.
So good. Gone too soon. George Foreman at the age of 76.
So how was the day? 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make me interesting at parties. Way up we go. Been up and down that road. Way up, oh no. We gon' burn the whole house down.
Well, Thomas checked in from Joliet, said, when are you giving away the AJR tickets? Thomas of Joliet and all your friends and family in Joliet, we're doing it right now. 312-591-8300. Somewhere in the Sky Tour from AJR. It's at Credit Union One Amphitheater on Sunday, July 27th. Tickets on sale now. These are free from our great friends at Live Nation. So call now, 312-591-8300. You're going to AJR from Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. That is Mumford & Sons Rushmere. And what an exclusive Brian and Kenzie event we had at the Chicago Theater Saturday for the show. We gave away tons of tickets for that sold-out show, which was the tour before the tour. And Rushmere, we got to listen to it. It was awesome hosting it with our listeners and just had a great group of people. And now Rushmere comes out March 28th, which is Friday, I believe.
Yes.
Their fifth studio album from Mumford & Sons. We got to hear the whole thing. It's incredible. It is. If you're a Mumford fan, obviously you're going to feed right into it. And if you're a moderate fan, you're going to love them more after you hear this album. And we'll be playing more from it. But what we did is, on the show, we gave away all of the tickets. And then our listeners got to go to an exclusive pre-party at 3 o'clock and listen to the album and then hang out with Mumford & Sons, the band. I ended up hosting a question and answer and just hung out with. They were so nice. They're the best. And then leave and then come back later for the show. And it was pretty early in the day. So it was like 3 o'clock. Megan and I got a babysitter for like 10 hours.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. You can relate, right? So, got the free tickets. Very blessed to work at Q101 and get the free tickets to the show.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
Okay, I sense a butt. Don't you sense a butt?
There's a butt coming here.
Okay.
No. Tell me about how your exclusive Mumford & Sons experience with free tickets wasn't good enough for you, Brian.
It was good enough. It was great. Excellent. However.
He hit us with the however.
Oh, he changed it up.
We get done at like 4:15. The show doesn't go on until 9. There was no opener. They were just going to go on right at 9. And by the way, the show was outstanding. As Marcus Mumford said, Chicago Theater is his favorite place in the world. He does not say that in every city. He said that before about the Chicago Theater. They've only did a couple shows before that they can start going on the major tour, and they'll probably have an announcement later on in the couple weeks about a show in Chicago, maybe near the end of the year, but we'll get to that later. But the show was just phenomenal. So we had time to kill. We couldn't really go home, relieve the babysitter, then ask her to come back. So I said, let's make a little time of it here. Let's go to a special restaurant. Megan picked it out, of course. And it was Miru in the St. Regis Tower. That, if you ever come downtown and see that building with the wavy windows and it's 3 levels up, it's the tallest building, I believe, in the world ever designed by a female architect.
Oh.
Yeah. She also did the building that's just south of that, where if you watch Ozark in season 1, Kenzie knows about this. Yeah, that woman, same woman designed that building. But we go up, we go up in this restaurant, Japanese fusion restaurant. It's unbelievable. What a special treat.
Look at Brian.
I know, a little privileged here talk here. But again, I want to mark that I got the tickets for free to the show, which I'm blessed to work for Q101 and get those tickets with our winners.
And you had your special jean jacket on. So you were feeling good.
That was a shirt.
What's a special jean jacket?
No, it wasn't a jean jacket. It was a blue shirt.
Okay. It wasn't denim?
It was not denim.
Interesting. The photo I saw looked denim.
It was an Eddie Bauer flannel that I could understand how it could, a light flannel that could look denim.
Okay, all right. But you're feeling good. You got your Eddie Bauer on. That's what's important.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Got my Nike.
No, let's dive more into this, please.
I had my Nike kill shots on.
What's the thread count on that Eddie Bauer flannel?
460.
Oh, that's a good number.
It's very comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
And this Japanese fusion food was amazing. And it's not cheap. It wasn't cheap. It was like 5 plates to share, some sushi. We had a grilled avocado, which I never had before.
Walk me through what's on these plates. Grilled avocado, sushi, what else?
We had the rainbow sushi and then the crispy rice sushi, which crunches. Kenzie, you probably know more about sushi than I do. But
yes.
The crunchy stuff was ridiculous.
I mean, what was it crunchy as in like tempura and tempura flakes?
No, this was actual sushi with the rice being crispy.
Oh, crispy rice?
Yeah. Am I saying it right? Is that right?
Yeah, just crispy rice.
Crispy rice, yeah, crunches. And then I had some creme brulee and a bunch of drinks. And the bill came to, pre-tip, $293.
Oof. And you said no tip for me. That's a little too rich for my blood.
I was like Christopher in The Sopranos. I'm tapped out. What do you want from me?
It was like a dust cloud behind you as you ran out of the restaurant.
Now I gave my $60 tip, my 20%. So we're at $360, let's say.
Okay.
A little more than 20%, actually.
La-di-da.
So then we had the babysitter, $25 an hour, $250. Took an Uber back over there because it was freezing. Went to the Dearborn, got a drink there with our listener, Mike. I met a new Canadian listener. We have Mike. But got a couple drinks there and
You kept drinking? Jeez.
Oh, yeah, Kenzie. It was 5 hours.
Was it St. Patty's Day or was it a concert, you psycho?
We had some Parmesan fries and some more craft brews over at Dearborn, about another $70 there. Cha-ching. So I got to use girl math here. We didn't buy the tickets. Thank God, because I work at Q101. But the total came to about $770 by the time we're done with dinner, babysitter, and then another dinner, or I guess a little pre-caps.
I can't believe you got more food and more drinks.
More drinks. Yeah. So we're looking at about $770 in the hole.
I don't think there was a minute within those 5 hours that there wasn't something in your mouth.
That's true.
It's unbelievable.
It's a fact. That's why it was so good, actually. Yep. So that was my Saturday. I don't know. I got to dig out of it this week. I got to go drive some.
What does that mean? What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna drive Uber probably Thursday and Friday nights. If you see me on the roads, I'll take you someplace. I got to make good. I got to make up for it.
You would be awful at Uber. Do you know that?
Why is that?
Because you would see something that you want to do or eat, and you would stop. You just spend more. As you're driving around, you'd be like, "I didn't know they were in town. I didn't know that. I've never heard of that restaurant before." And you would never make it to anybody.
So just so I understand, and people on the text line want to know again, what's the name of the restaurant you went to?
So it's Miru, M-I-R-U. It's in the St. Regis Tower. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
It's modern Japanese.
Yeah.
And you know, it wasn't the most expensive dinner I've ever had, but ended up $360 because we were having a good time.
Of course. So you got on here to tell everybody that you got free Mumford & Sons tickets, and then you talked about how much money you spent to look like a baller, basily.
No, what I want is reassurance with
people to donate to you.
If you could please, I'll set up a GoFundMe to help out. I want
You've been through a lot.
I want people
in
to
these trying times.
Listen, I want people to reassure me that I did the right thing with girl math that added up where I'm still winning, because the Mumford tickets would have been like $1,000 for a pair of tickets because it was so exclusive at Chicago Theater.
Of course.
And I still made out by $330 if we had up the total of what I spent. Am I good or no?
I think Megan is worth every dollar you spend on her.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You could have had less food and alcohol if you wanted to save money.
I could have, yes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Now, it's Daytona time. Your chance to win a trip for two to Daytona, Florida to experience Welcome to Rockville. Standard message and data rates apply. Please don't text and drive.
Q101.
Well, let's do this. Welcome to Rockville at Daytona International Speedway, May 15th to the 18th. It's got Green Day, Linkin Park, Korn, Shinedown, and more. This is an exclusive VIP trip with airfare, hotel, and the highest level VIP you can get. It's called the Daytona Owners Club. That means you get food, drink, air conditioning. Plus, you're going to meet Newfound Glory, Jimmy Eat World, Taking Back Sunday. All you got to do is text this word to 95819. The word is rock. Text rock, R-O-C-K, to 95819 right now for your chance to win that trip. Rock to 95819 for a chance to go to Rockville. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. You got about a half hour to get that word in. If you're in the middle of something crazy, just take your time and get it in. I'm curious what your show is right now. Kenzie brought something up with, I think couples end up having shows, and then the individuals in the couples say, like, this is my show, this is his show, whatever.
Right.
For example, me and Megan right now are all in together on White Lotus. We've always been on she got me into it because she watched season 1 first. When season 2 came out, she goes, we can actually watch this without season 1. We did that, went back to season 1, and now we're in season 3. Season 3 is wild. A lot of controversy last week. We did not see last night's episode because they don't dump it all out on once. It's each week on Sundays, old school style.
Oh, like the way a TV show should be consumed.
I'm convinced that you watch shows and you think differently about a show when you binge them as opposed to watching when you got time to let it process for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love binging because you can do it on your own time, but also I think you think differently about a show when you have to wait a week for another episode.
Mm-hmm.
But what issues did you have with the show Severance with your husband?
Okay. So here's the deal.
Oh, boy.
I only get to watch stuff. Oh, no, it's
Hold
the whole
on.
thing.
You could just tell.
Let me get my popcorn and sit down here. Go ahead, Kenzie.
Okay. So here's what happened. Is that I only get to watch this whole, shows together and shows apart. We watch our shows together. Like, when the kids go to bed, we usually get to watch one episode. I only get to watch stuff that I want to see, which a lot of times it's movies. Like, I wanted to see a Nora and stuff like that. And I get to watch them in 30-minute increments when I work out. That's the only time I get to watch something by myself, okay? So it's a very limited space. My husband wanted to start Severance. And I knew, I'm like, this is a show with like deep meaning. It's slow. You have to figure stuff out. Will Ferrell's not in it. You're not going to want, like,
wow.
You do not want to watch Severance. And I wish it was a joke. I wish everything I just said was a joke. It's not a joke. I go, you don't want to watch this. Yes, I do. Everybody says it's good. I go, you're going to hate it.
Wait, what was your imitation of him again?
Everyone's is good. I'm like, okay.
That's her husband.
Yeah. I go, I don't care. Like, you're not. He has no patience. Like, even during The Bear, because that was a struggle to get him to go on that journey. Every episode that did like a deep dive into someone's life, no, main character's not in it. It's moving slow. Like, he can't handle this kind of stuff.
The Bear is a tough watch at times. You got to take breaks from The Bear if you haven't watched it yet and you want to catch up before season 4 drops later this year. The Bear has some tough episodes.
And I got to state real quick, I want to always make it known when I'm on Kenzie's side. And even though I haven't seen Severance, I know a lot about it because it's the show on Apple that everybody's talking about. And Kenzie, I know your husband well enough to say, not his show.
No.
Not his show.
And I've told him 100,000 times. He ignored me. He's like, we're starting it tonight, Saturday night. And I go, okay. And we put on an episode. I get pulled in by the episode. Now I want to know what happens. We got like 3 seasons to chew on. And my husband goes, well, we're never watching that again. And I would like to point out that in the first 3 minutes and 46 seconds, he goes, this better pick up. That's how fast things have to move for him and be interesting. There needs to be a car accident and then it's unbelievable. And I go, well, he's walking in the building, so if you could just relax. You don't even know what's in the building yet. So, and now I'm pissed because I want to watch it. And you know what sucks? I only get 30-minute increments every once in a while. It's going to take me 7 years to finish this show. And I'm so angry about it. I didn't want to start. Now I need to know what happens because I'm like that. I have to finish everything or it drives me insane. And now I'm stuck watching this show forever.
Okay,
and I'm pissed.
Clearly. Couple things. Andy checked in. Kenzie equals impressionist. So do the impression of your husband again.
Everybody loves it. We're starting it tonight.
Boy, that has layers to it.
2, I love the comment of this better pick up like you wrote the show.
I know, like a threat. After I told him this is not the show for you, for weeks I've been trying to deter him from the scent of Severance, okay? Weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I said...
pick up.
And I did the same thing with Bridgerton because I kind of wanted to hey, maybe we can watch a show together.
Not a show for you.
And I sat there.
I would never watch that with a man.
Yeah, and I watched a little bit of it, and Megan loved Bridgerton. I don't know if she liked the last season as much, but the first couple that were all, naked people. And I said, why can't I watch naked people? I like naked people, but I guess not historical naked people. I don't know. It wasn't my thing. And eventually.
Or are you like current naked?
Yeah, like current.
Contemporary.
Yeah. I mean, and so I bailed out of it willingly. I said, you know what? You watch this. It's fine. Whenever I go to bed early and she's still up late at night at watching that show.
Alone without you, watching Bridgerton late at night.
Well, that's not
buzzing noise.
Yeah.
Weird. What is that humming?
Yeah.
What is going on?
But I don't know if anybody else has that. Like, I mean, it's very relatable. People checking in on shows that are the couple shows and the individual ones. Like, for example, I'm re-binging The Walking Dead right now when I eat lunch because I had never watched the last couple seasons because I just tapped out on it. I want to see if by binging, history will prove me that it's actually better when you binge it because the last season I watched, I think it was 8 and there's 11 and I'm on 7 right now. And I'm like, I remember how bad it got. But people tell me.
That's how I felt about The Handmaid's Tale. I made it so far, and then it took a long time for a season to come out. And I'm like, oh my God, are you still stuck in America? Get out of there. Like, I can't. You have to solve a problem faster than that. I swear. I'm like oh God.
Ozark was incredible because I think it was 5 seasons or 4, but the 2, like they had double season for 4, so it was really 5.
And it moves fast. Problem solved, new problem. Problem solved, new problem.
Yep. And they realized, well, it's going to be the same episode every time if we just keep doing this. So let's just finally end it. And they had a great ending. Ozark was incredible. Cases or show you're into like this? Is this a situation you have going on in your household?
Well, we're having the problem where we're in between shows right now. So we just finished Friends, which I had never seen, which I had never seen before.
Are we in a time machine?
Funny show.
Funny show.
But had no idea it was that funny. So now we're catching up on the latest season of Kitchen Nightmares.
Oh.
Because we're into the whole Gordon Ramsay verse. We like Next Level Chef. We like Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
We're into Kitchen Nightmares. The problem with the newer episodes of Kitchen Nightmares is Gordon Ramsay has become a nicer guy. So it's not as much him yelling as it is him offering small businesses advice. And so after the first 20 minutes, once he sees how bad the restaurant is, I'm not into the second half of the episode where he's helping people. I just want to see him yell. So I'm like Kenzie's husband in this scenario. I'm like, all right, let's pick it up. Let's pick it up. Can we move on to the next one? No. Okay, we have to see the woman cry and they redesign the restaurant and everything's happy. Not interested. I just want to see him yell at people, and I'm forced to sit through all these episodes in totality.
Yeah.
Too much at once.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm sitting there watching The Walking Dead, and I know Megan does not want to watch that at all. And I'm doing it while I'm eating lunch, and she's working from home. And she walks by the screen, and there's a zombie on there getting his head stomped in, and she's like, ew.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
Yeah, no, it's great. The first,
Well, especially during lunch.
yeah. So I want to put on a calendar then, Kenzie, that you will give us a summary of Severance in 2032. Is that what it looks like?
Basically, because the episodes are long as hell. One was over an hour the other day.
Yeah.
Oh,
He can't. Your husband can't handle that.
I know. You don't even understand, because sometimes we'll click on like a docu-series of a crime, right? That we're gonna I love watching. It's like 3 episodes and it goes over, and he'll be like, 4 episodes. I'm like, really, honey? Like, you can't commit. He's like, why can't they just squeeze it into one long one? I'm like, okay, I can't get him to stay there.
He gets mad at 4 episodes. Meanwhile, this is a man who watches 162 Cubs games a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about the longest repeat ever.
Well, let us know what show you're watching individually. Your partner won't watch it, or ones you are watching with your partner. It's working out at 312-591-8300. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
We'll have some music entertainment news coming up in about 10 minutes. Silver Sun pickups. Tickets will be in there as well, as we were just discussing TV shows you're into with your partner or alone, and why we should all have just our own shows. And then the Partnered Up show, Kenzie did not ask for her husband to watch Severance with her, but he forced his way into it and said, quote, "This better pick up," end quote.
3 minutes in, I get a warning shot on a show I told him not to watch.
Yeah, you told him, I don't want you here when I watch it. He sidled his way in and not happy about what he's seeing.
I know. And then we got a text, 312 texted in and said, oh my gosh, my husband did the same thing to me with The Bear, and now it's also going to take me years to finish it because he won't watch it with me anymore.
Kenzie will finish Severance in 2031. Have a nice review for everybody on it.
Yeah, mark your calendars.
What do you got, Case?
Amy on the text line checked in and said that Kenzie's husband needs to watch anime or something with 12 episodes that wraps up in a half hour, which I really think gets to the root of the problem, which is that your husband needs to watch shows made for children.
Also a problem with he has a lot of qualifications on what we're going to watch.
No subtitles, I imagine.
Well, no, absolutely no subtitles, because that annoys him. Even
takes anime out of there.
Yep, takes anime out. He doesn't like to read. He goes, then I would read a book, which I would never do, is his exact quote. Also, he doesn't like animation.
Oh.
So he's like, well, I'm not going to watch a cartoon. I'm like, okay.
He doesn't watch Family Guy?
No, he won't watch anything animated.
Simpsons?
And I like it. No, he won't do it. And I liked that one movie, which was super inappropriate. I think it was at Sausage Party.
Yeah, with Seth Rogen, yeah.
And I go, you'd probably like this movie. And he's like, that's animated. I'm like, okay, well, were they supposed to get a real hot dog? Like, what? It's just annoying.
I need real characters.
Yeah, sorry. It's a fake mango.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.